In the early 14th century, the Knights Templar operated as a medieval superpower. They held vast amounts of wealth, commanded a private fleet, and wielded a political influence that rivaled the European monarchies. But on Friday, October 13, 1307, King Philip IV of France ordered a sweeping crackdown. Templar leaders were arrested overnight, and the order was violently dissolved. Yet right before the king's men arrived, the Templar fleet, along with their massive central treasury, reportedly sailed out of the French port of La Rochelle. They vanished from the record. 7 centuries later, the trail of that missing fleet leads thousands of miles across the Atlantic to a tiny landmass off the coast of Canada known as Oak Island. Treasure hunters pulling mud from the island's soil uncovered a dirt-caked ancient lead cross, providing the first physical link to a pre-Columbian European arrival. The discovery suggests that history's most powerful vanished order may have crossed the ocean to engineer a vault for a secret they couldn't leave behind in Europe. The lead cross found on the island features a highly unusual asymmetrical design. The head is slightly tilted, and one arm is shorter than the other. Scientific testing dated the artifact to the 14th century. More importantly, it matched the chemical signature of the lead to a medieval mining region in the Cevennes Mountains of southern France. This specific design is nearly identical to carvings left behind by imprisoned Templar knights on the walls of the Dôme prison in France, etched as they waited for their execution. The connections reach beyond France into Portugal, where the order was rebranded as the Knights of Christ and continued their work using specialized stonemasons. Decades ago, excavators on Oak Island reported a stone covered in a cryptic cipher. Researchers have now found that these specific symbols perfectly match ancient masonry marks carved into the walls of a 12th century Templar church in Portugal. Archival evidence supports these voyages. A ship's log from 1746 describes a mission led by the Duc d'Anville, a man with Templar family lineage, to dig a deep pit on a wooded island and bury a treasure accessed only by a secret tunnel. When we layer these findings, the lead from France, the masonry marks from Portugal, and the logs of a secret mission, it points toward a systematic effort to transport high-value sacred artifacts to a remote safe house. The destination for that voyage, the Money Pit, is a vertical shaft that yields a sequence of engineered platforms rather than natural stone. The pit is protected by a defensive network of horizontal tunnels connecting the main shaft directly to the Atlantic Ocean. Digging past a certain depth breaches these tunnels, causing seawater to rush in and fill the excavation faster than pumps can clear it. The 90-foot stone reportedly claimed that 2 million pounds were buried just below, acting as bait that lured treasure hunters to trigger the flooding system. Excavators noted that the pit descended through 9 distinct levels. This specific architectural sequence is mirrored in the Sintra Initiation Well in Portugal, a site used for secret Templar rituals. This suggests the Money Pit was built not as a simple grave for wealth, but as a complex, self-defending mechanism designed to yield its contents only to those who already knew the internal sequence. For over 2 centuries, the search for the bottom of that pit has claimed millions of dollars and 6 lives, giving rise to the legend that a 7th must die before the island reveals its secret. But the complexity of the traps raises a question of motive. Gold and silver can be hidden anywhere. Why build a deadly hydraulic fortress? During their time in Jerusalem, the Templars excavated beneath the Temple Mount. Research suggests they weren't just looking for wealth, but for relics and documents that had been hidden since the Roman era. If the Templars found records suggesting that spiritual enlightenment could be reached without the mediation of the Church, they possessed a secret that could collapse the Vatican's power structure. To protect their lives and their mission, they would have had to remove that evidence from the reach of the Inquisition. So what lies beneath the Money Pit? Is it gold, or a truth the world wasn't permitted to see for 7 centuries?